June 11th stop sign patch, rotoball patch compound. We do have a field pumpkin that's sprouted, just barely ever so. Nothing up at that hill yet. I have backups going. I think the colds really slowed down germination. 1526 Birchat. This plant's starting to do some things. I'm burying, and I have the secondaries running backwards. You can see these very distal ones here, hugging tight. We'll try to get 3 secondaries running back to these poles. I put down a little bit of straw, had to. My temps on that fabric were getting just too hot, and I had to protect these watermelon plants. I do have a fruit set underneath of this table. We will see if it's truly set in the next few days. It's a self. On to the main patch. Top of the key on the main patch, looking at the 17 to 7.5 Caspers. You see 2 tables at the tip. We'll cut to the video and show you why. Yeah, here it is. Standing at the 1707.5 PD Caspers on a cold, blistery June 10th morning. We've got 16 secondaries. And then I hit this. Just, I'm talking perfection of a 5-lober. And it's not something I would normally even consider with 16 secondaries. I mean, that's right at the threshold, but it's still early. I'm gonna have to pollinate it. It's just too pretty. So we got a rotoball, 1965.5. It's the only one to patch with a flower. Now there is a blossom up there on old Petey Pete, but I don't know if this needs selfed or crossed. I don't think it really even matters. Not really. It's just something you do to make sure it's pure whenever you have your seeds. That way, if they're all good, they're all good. If they're all crap, they're all crap. So I'm gonna do the deed. I just wasn't anticipating. I mean, just beautiful Pete. Good gravy. Yeah, that was nice, wasn't it? Really wasn't what I was hoping for. I'd like to be, like I said, about 19 to 22 is my favorite secondaries to push it, but 16 may just be the ticket for us. Not far from a final termination on a couple of these very distal secondaries. Plant looks all right. You know, got a few holes in some of the leaves. I'm fine with that. That's just pushing hard. That happens to me about every year, especially on that upper plant. The clay holds nutrients and it kicks up from a heavy rain or heavy splash. 1965.5 rotoball. She's growing. We look all right. It's a little bit bigger of a plant. Now I do have a fruit. I want to say that gal is probably 19, 20 secondaries thereabouts. And we'll be able to see it here in a moment. Oh yeah, right underneath the table. Yeah, you can see the top of it there. Oh, I'm hoping, I don't know, probably 5 days thereabouts, which would be ideal. This plant size is ideal. That fruit at the length it is with secondaries behind it is ideal. This one's got the best shot of giving me a big one. Fingers crossed. Down to the bottom. Looking at the ruby plant. She's 8 foot, 9 foot maybe. We do have a fruit at the tip. It looks like we have 2, 4, 6. So we're gonna have about 12 secondaries pushing that fruit. I think I may set that fruit. We'll see. See what it looks like. Like I said, nothing big off of that. Competition tomatoes just absolutely leaving poor old Ethan Ramey in the dust. Goodness, Ethan, you ever gonna catch up with them tomatoes? Probably not. 1143.5 pal, green squash. I did have a fruit on this. I decided not to let it go to term and try to set it. Trying to get some more secondaries on this. Still bloated like crazy. Like I said before, that's the clay soil. It seems to make more nutrients more readily available. And of course, this is the bottom of the patch, so everything flows downhill. I do have a fruit in the tip. I'd say it'll set probably another 3 to 4 feet from where it is now once it stretches out. And that should give me ample room to hopefully set a good sized fruit fill this in back here with a little bit of plant. Compost tea is brewing. Cut to that beautiful tea footage. Let's see if I can get a video of my cold brew tea. I want you to see the stuff growing on the walls. Oh my goodness. Check out my bag. Try to lift it up. Oh yeah, stuff's just waving in underwater. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that footage is from yesterday. So this tea is ripe. It's ready to rock and roll. Now it doesn't smell ripe. That's not what I'm getting at, but it is ready. And I have it set up with my transfer pump, and looks like we're gonna get some weather soon. And as soon as we start getting weather, I will come out here in my swimming trunks and man the hose. And I'm gonna hose these plants down with that 100 gallons. Everybody's gonna get 25, 15, 30 gallons. Big girls will get a bunch, they'll get their share. And then proportionally, the other plants will get their share. I'll even put that on the tomatoes. It's not gonna hurt a thing. Mustard might get some. Mustard likes it. It's just something to inoculate the roots, help break down any type of detritus or organic matter to better feed my plants. And like I said before, I do it when it's raining or just before rain. That way that 100 gallons across this whole area is not enough to, or even around the plants, isn't enough to soak in and really do anything. You'll sit on top of the soil and just bake in the sun. But if it rains in on top of it, it's going to drive it down to the root zone where it's going to do work for you. Short and sweet video this week. Not a lot going on, even though we did set a fruit. It's just vine berrying season. If you guys don't know it, June is the month you should be busting humping this patch, keeping the weeds at bay and making sure if you bury that your vines are properly buried. That way they can root in. These plants start moving heavy when we have good temperatures. You're seeing anywhere between 3 on cold nights to 12 inches on warm nights of these plants really moving. So you're getting a lot of vegetative. You can see that I'm still pegged on nitrogen, and it's only going to get worse. I'm not adding nitrogen right now because we're coming out of cold. Like I said, you come out of cold, nutrients get a little bit more readily available in that soil, especially nitrogen, and these plants are going to start soaking her up. So I know it's there, so I'm not going to amend any nitrogen. We're going to be biologicals for at least a week. Thanks for watching, folks. Questions, comments, hit me up. Otherwise, growing big. Doc out.